gals and guys, and Merry Christmas to you. This is Christopher Mosier from MyMediaHelper.com, of course, and I've got some more movie reviews for you, some Christmas movie reviews. This time we're going to go to the platform, the streaming platform Plex, and we're going to see what free streaming Christmas movies they have. And if you haven't noticed in my other videos, this is my bed. This is where I normally do my computer work, which is a little unusual. My TV's across the way where I watch the movies. I rarely sit at a desk. I do my computer stuff here, my tutorials, my video reviews, all my computer stuff. I eat here, I sleep here. I don't pee here. I don't go to the bathroom here. So just so you know, I do walk. That's when I do get up, but it's amazing I'm as thin as I am. I spend a lot of time in this bed. So anyways, that's why you always see me in a bed, because I rarely sit at a desk. Unusual, probably. But yeah, let's see what Plex has to offer for some Christmas present stocking goodies. And I always like to show you where I grab these free streaming movies from, and these are the places you can hop onto and get free streaming Christmas movies or other movies during the year. And I'm kind of running out of Christmas movies at this point, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do next year, but I did find a couple that are worthwhile and a couple that aren't so worthwhile. And here's the ones that we're going to be reviewing this time out through Plex. And as always, the movies I review through Plex in this review will be down. The links will be down in the description. And then maybe if you have some movies you want to shoot at me you think are worth viewing for next year, let me know. Put those down in the description. And here's the Plex logo. So let's get to it, shall we? And see what they have to offer up this year. I wish I could tell you all these movies I'm about to review are great, but I can't. Christmas Do-Over from 2006. Kevin tries to be involved with his son and ex-wife's family for Christmas. During dinner, he thought his Christmas day couldn't be more screwed. His son suddenly wishes it was Christmas every day. The only real reason I watched this is because Tim Thomerson was in it and Adrienne Barbeau. The idea for comedy for this movie is Tim Thomerson and his friend dressing up as pea pods and everyone commenting, "Peas on Earth." Get it? Peas on Earth, peace on Earth. Tim Thomerson is a pea pod. Peas on Earth. Good God. Then they make a comment on last year. It was him in a night suit. He was Silent Night. Get it? They're Christmas references. Nope. The jokes don't get much better, and the whole pea joke had nothing to do and had no context within the film. It was stuck in there, I suppose, to get a cheap laugh, which failed pretty miserably. This movie tries very hard to be funny. It manages not to succeed. It wants to be funny. It thinks that it is funny. It's not. Oh, look, the main character walks his balls into a sawhorse. You can't go wrong with ball humor, especially when you get kicked in them or slam them into something. A 5-year-old must have wrote this movie. If you can't tell by the title of this movie, this is yet another Groundhog's ripoff. Probably one of the most uninspired and unoriginal ideas behind swapping bodies or twins swapping lives. Why anyone thought this was a good idea and the world needed yet another version of Groundhog's Day is beyond me. It's been done to death over the years. How the hell do people get writing jobs and director jobs and so on? There are some very uncreative people in an industry that thrives on creativity. Oh, look, there's a big fight. The main character gets in a fight with Santa Claus, and then Jesus jumps in. Mary throws her pretend baby and joins the action. So funny. Pure comedy genius. I really hate this fucking movie. I have a particularly huge heart-on in hating this movie. I don't like this movie. Even Tim Thomerson and Adrienne Barbeau couldn't save this holiday piece of shit. I'll go as far as saying this is the worst movie so far I've reviewed this 2023 holiday season. It's absolute garbage, and that's saying something because I've already reviewed a couple pretty bad movies. This one has won the Shitty Holiday Movie Award so far. If you haven't guessed, I don't recommend this film. Avoid it. Nothing to see here. Christmas Twister from 2012. This is just a stupid throwaway movie that just happens to have the movie Christmas in the title. I mean, it does take place around Christmas, and it's pretty much as the namesake. It is a Christmas Twister, so it's one of those disaster movies you'd see on sci-fi that cost like $10 to make. You know, the CGI is probably some kid on After Effects practicing or something. You know, with a movie called Christmas Twister, it's going to be a very the very definition of quality anyways. I'm just interested in if it's better than Christmas Do-Over, and it's a tad better than Christmas Do-Over. And that was a very low bar to reach, so I rooted for Christmas Twister, and it didn't disappoint. At least it was stupid enough to entertain. Clearly next year I'll have to rethink the whole 5 movies per streaming service, as I think I've exhausted pretty much any kind of good Christmas offerings. In this movie, characters make stupid decisions. One character goes into a shed that is on the same level of the structure they just left to get away from the twister. What's the difference? Actually, the structure you just left was probably more stable than some old shed made of flimsy tin, which they run into. I thought they were running to a basement, which would make perfect sense in a twister, but instead of running from a solid structured cafe building, they run into this flimsy tin shed. A twister big fail. So you see some badly rendered CGI cars flying around through the air and fake CGI explosions and fire engulf the gas station, and our story continues. To our handsome hero, Ethan, portrayed by Casper Van Dien from well-known movies such as The 500-Mile-Per-Hour Storm and Sharknapus versus Whale Wolf. Okay, I think I'll miss that one. He heads to his office at the Department of Atmospheric Science, which looks like a community college inside and out. That's where we meet his co-workers, one being an annoying brain science lady. We always have to have the annoying brain, who has the gift to gab, and of course her name has to be Chloe, because there's never been a character like her except for Chloe in Smallville and Chloe in the television show 24. This movie is just stupid fun. It's so stupid and dumb. It's so much more enjoyable than Christmas Do-Over just because it's so stupid and dumb. It's just a throwaway movie. I barely remember anything about it. I watched it, I think, 2 months ago, and I couldn't tell you what the whole movie was about, except it was about a Christmas twister with a bunch of characters doing stupid things. Watch it if you're bored. Dead End is a 2003 English-language French horror film written and directed in Chris style, I'm going to butcher these names, by Jean-Baptiste Andrea and Fabrice Canepa, and starring Alexandra Holden, Ray Wise, Lynn Shay, Mick Cain, Billy Asher, and Amber Smith. It tells the story of a dysfunctional family who find themselves on a never-ending road in the middle of a forest during a routine drive on Christmas Eve, while under pursuit of a mysterious hearse and a woman dressed in white. The film was shot in Los Angeles County, California in 2002. This movie was pretty funny. It amused me greatly. The main cast worked off each other very well, and the attempt at comedy actually worked. And it was all dark comedy. Way, way funnier than the Do-Over. The best I can make of the movie is that the family is driving to a relative's for Christmas dinner and get into an accident. We see it as a near miss, but I believe they actually hit the car and all were killed. But the daughter, I'm thinking, in her coma, the daughter dreams about what happened to her family? Or was it a dream? Or was it a combination of a dream and the supernatural? The daughter dreamed of her family's demise and then woke out of her coma. So watch it and let me know what you think. The man that found the daughter is seen at the end of the film talking to the daughter's doctor. He drives a hearse that we had seen throughout the movie. The man also picked up a woman and child in the daughter's dream, who I believe is the other car that the family hit, killing everyone in both cars but the daughter. Somehow the man who found the daughter was in her dream and in reality. That's the best I can make of it. The movie was not ambiguous. It's not like The Shining ending where I had no idea what the hell happened. There are enough pieces to the puzzle in this movie to make a good argument for a couple of scenarios. I like this a lot, more than The Shining that I reviewed this past Halloween. I know that's probably blasphemy, liking this movie over The Shining. If you like a little horror in your Christmas Yuletime festivities, I recommend watching this film. The Merry Gentleman is a 2008 drama film directed by Michael Keaton. It's actually his directorial debut, and starring Keaton and Kelly MacDonald. It is about a woman who leaves an abusive relationship to start a new life in Chicago, where she forms a friendship with a hitman who is undergoing his own emotional crisis. This film does relish in the Christmas season. You always wonder if a movie like this just has Christmas as a backdrop, or if there's a theme that involves the holiday. Not really a theme that involves the holiday, it's more a backdrop. backdrop in this particular one. You have Michael Keaton in a lot of this movie, and you can never go wrong there. The movie has a steady pace and is just a tad ahead of Crawling. It is a slow-moving movie. It's not a Hallmark movie or even like a Hallmark movie, so there are 2 points there. 2 points. For that movie right there. I mean, we see this story before, but what plot haven't we seen? A woman with a troubled past meets a man with a dark past. Man is trying to bury his dark past, but must hold onto it to help the woman with the troubled past. And of course, he's there to help her out. I think I said that twice, didn't I? The movie was very light on plot. It was a slow-moving movie. There wasn't much of a story there. There was no real reason to make this movie beyond Michael Keaton practicing his directorial skills, I suppose. It's okay. The performances make the script bearable. Dare I say, if it wasn't for the actors and the direction, this could have well turned into a Hallmark movie. Of course, the characters would fall in love at the end if it was a Hallmark movie, and everything would be cheery and joyful, and I doubt the main character would be a hitman. He'd probably be, I don't know, a prince or a cook or something like that. It's an okay movie. It's not terrible. It's bearable. Would I recommend it? I suppose so. I mean, it's okay. It's just okay. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus from the 1991 TV movie inspired by the famous 1897 editorial that has become a holiday staple. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus tells the story of young Virginia O'Hanlon. And you're going to see after the TV spots, the 2 TV spots, you're actually going to see her read the letter. So that's going to be in the backdrop. I'll make sure to remember to put the link to that video in this review. So that's what you'll be seeing flying by when I read the rest of my review here. So let's get her done. So yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus is a line from an editorial by Francis Faircellus Church titled, and it's played by Charles Bronson in this telefilm, or this television film, if you want to call it. So yes, Francis Faircellus Church titled Is There a Santa Claus, which appeared in the New York newspaper The Sun on September 21st of 1897, and it became one of the most famous editorials ever published. Written in response to a letter by 8-year-old Virginia O'Hanlon, who is reading the letter right now as you're looking at, asking whether Santa Claus was real. The editorial was initially published anonymously, and Church's authorship was not disclosed until after his death in 1906. Wow, that's... Everyone wants credit for their good deeds, but he did a good deed and wasn't looking for any type of acknowledgement. That's a true saint. I don't know, saint is the word that I think of. As the editorial became popular over the years, the Sun began republishing it during the Christmas season, including every year from 1924 to 1950 when the paper ceased publication. Is There a Santa Claus is widely reprinted during the Christmas and holiday season and has been cited as the most reprinted newspaper editorial in the English language. It has been translated into around 20 languages and adapted as a film, television presentation, musical, and cantata? Cantata? Not sure what that is. This television film, it was very good. I'm surprised it's not better regarded around the festive season. And is that John Boy kicking the shit out of his coworkers? This movie takes extreme liberties with the actual story. Most of it didn't happen beyond the initial submitted letter and the newspaper response. It's still a good movie. It just isn't based on historical fact. There are a surprising number of fistfights in this movie, and I'm not complaining. I'm just never seen John Boy beat the shit out of people. Interesting enough, the little girl who plays Virginia in this movie portrays Ginger Fitzgerald. Now, she's one of the sisters in the horror movie Ginger Snaps that I reviewed on Halloween of 2022, and she's very awesome. She's very pretty and very hot. She's 42 years old now, so I can say she's hot without being put on any lists. Charles Bronson portrays the newspaper columnist Church, and I don't think I've ever seen him in a movie where he doesn't beat the shit out of people. Bronson is fantastic in this movie. He's great. I highly recommend this film annually for your Christmas viewing, and I think it's a very high note to end this video on. It's getting very close to the holiday as I film this, so if you just hit, or you go into the link of Plex TV, and you go to free movies, and you go to featured, and you're going to see the very first thing is going to be holiday therapy, so just click on that link right there, and then you can go down and find films to watch. I think I've exhausted, like I said, in a lot of these videos now this year, I've exhausted anything that looks good to me, or, not that I'm reviewing great fantastical movies. Some are really bad, but the best that stand out to me. And I'm not reviewing anything that looks like a freaking Hallmark movie, which is like this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing, because they're all the same. So have fun. If you love Hallmark movies, there you go. Knock yourself out. All right, guys and gals, I'm going to switch it up tomorrow a little differently. You'll see tomorrow what I'm going to do with it. It's going to be a little different than what I've been doing. So tune in and see what I'm up to. All right. Please subscribe, like, share, bell, and Merry Christmas. And I'll catch you tomorrow.